Let's move on to our third main topic today. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Ed R. And Ed R writes, "Greetings and salutations. It's only one guy's opinion, but it gets me really excited for the new Borat movie to see Seth Rogen has already seen it 6 times and says it's one of the funniest movies he's ever seen. Does Rogen's reaction get you more excited for the movie?" All right, thanks a lot for sending that in. And yeah, listen, we were just talking a couple of days ago about the fact that the new Borat film that Sacha Baron Cohen very secretly, how he was able to pull this off, I have no idea, but very secretly went about shooting a sequel to Borat, and it was ready to go. I believe it was Amazon that acquired it. I think it's ready to go on Amazon, coming like later this month. We're going to get it. It's coming really, really soon. Now, here's an interesting thing about it. One of the guys out there that seems to have a pretty good handle on what comedy is Seth Rogen. He's got a good handle on comedy. I didn't like Sausage Party. Not funny. Except for the last 5 minutes. Some of the freaking funniest stuff I've ever seen. But overall, I didn't like Sausage. But other than that, Seth Rogen is hilarious. He's got a good handle on comedy. And he actually came out and kind of spontaneously wrote this. He said, "I've seen Borat 2 around 6 times over the last few months, and I cannot wait to watch it a 7th. It's crazy and wonderful and couldn't be any more timely." This is the key part, though. It also has a few of the funniest scenes I have ever seen in a movie. I'm excited for you to see it. And that, of course, comes to us from Seth Rogen. Now, I've said before that I am a big fan of the first Borat movie. I love it. It's actually one of the very few films. I think I've only done it for 7 or 8 times, Rob. Back when I used to give scores. It's one of the very few films, maybe only 7 or 8, that I actually, as a reviewer giving scores, gave a 10 out of 10 to. That's how powerful my first viewing experience of it was. It doesn't replay well. Like Borat, the second and third and fourth time I watched it, it had less of an impact because that initial shock value is gone. But my first watching of the first Borat movie, I can't emphasize how much it really did have an impact on me. I thought it was brilliant. But when it comes to a Borat sequel, while I am excited to see it, sure, I've said this to you before, Rob, my excitement has been a little bit tempered because is the shtick of Borat worn out at this point, right? Part of the brilliance, Rob, of that first one was that, it was hitting us so unexpectedly. It was doing things and saying things and being things that caught us completely off guard. And I just wondered aloud on this show, and I said this to you, I just don't know if that shtick can play out over another movie, right? And then the trailer came. And while the trailer certainly has its moments, I'm not excited about them including the daughter. That seems to take it away from me a little bit. So I will admit my excitement level for this movie has been tempered a little bit. That said, I consider Seth Rogen to be a pretty funny guy. For him to come out and say, and it's not his movie, to come out and say, this is some of the funniest stuff you will ever see in a movie in it. I gotta say, even though my expectations are tempered, that does put a smile on my face and makes me look forward a little bit more to seeing it. Rob, you heard these comments from Seth Rogen. How does it affect your expectations, and what do you make of them?
Well, look, I have to say, the more I see of this movie, like the more I think it's going to be way outrageous. And I'm hoping, if there's anything that we need to have the one thing that Borat does is that he makes us really confront who we are as people, what we believe, because what he does is he goes in and exposes things that I think a lot of us would like to pretend aren't there, especially those things that maybe are inside of us when it comes to certain prejudices we might have that we might think that we're really enlightened about, but really we're not as enlightened as we think we are. And I think that's what Borat is really good at doing, both the concept, the whole idea, and what Sacha Baron Cohen does with the character. And I think now more than ever, when everybody seems to get on their moral high horse about everything. Everyone is so quick to be triggered in cancel culture and all that. And I think that when you see he comes through like a steamroller and there are no sacred cows when it comes to Borat. He just rolls right over it, and I think that we're going to get a huge dose of a huge dollop of reality as served up the way only Borat can. But like you, I do wonder if the concept is played out, because with Borat, you're already expecting to get that.
Right.
And it's like, is he how is he going to do it all? And I think they showed more of a clip on Jimmy Kimmel last night of the scene when they go to like the pregnancy clinic that doesn't advocate abortion.
Right. They show that, and they show a part of that in the trailer. In the trailer,
they go a little further. I'm like, whoa.
I was afraid to ask.
Well, this is it's just when it goes more into the, well, I'm her father and it's my fault I put the baby inside her. That goes a little further with and you're just like, whoa. If we're going to get more of that, I think the movie is going to be, it's certainly going to be a fun watch, if not a difficult one.
I said I didn't love the trailer, but one of the moments of the trailer that I would be lying if I didn't say I laughed a lot was when he then turns to the doctor. Have you put baby inside your daughter? And the doctor, no. It's like, oh my God. Like, I just thought, so I don't know what to expect. So, but you touched on something there, Rob, that's key. When you're sitting there expecting something completely wacky about to be said, it kind of diminishes, or doesn't it, to kind of diminish the impact of it when the wacky thing is said or done? Like, isn't that true? Or do you think Sacha Baron Cohen can actually overcome this and hit us so hard that no matter how much we're expecting it, it's still going to knock us off kilter? I don't know. What do you think?
I think he's going to hit us hard, because I saw him, he was being interviewed and he's talking about how he uses the character to expose things like racism and hypocrisy that have been sort of touchstone issues for him throughout his whole career. And I think it's going to be savage. I really do. I think that there's going to be no holds barred. I mean, the only thing I worry about is, like, obviously that joke with the baby, we know she ate a little plastic baby off of a cupcake. How long can you sustain that skit before it becomes overkill? And then you're like, it's not funny anymore. And as what we've seen in the movie, it's going to skirt that fine line. Is the joke been played out too long? Well, we shall see soon enough. 3 days? It drops on the 24th, so the 23rd at midnight.
Well, I got to admit, my hearing Seth Rogen say this has increased my thing. But by the way, how good is it to be Sacha Baron Cohen right now? Because he's got Borat 2 coming out in a few days. And they just dropped Trial of the Chicago 7, which is actually my number one film of the year right now. I think it's the best film of the year, and he is fantastic in it. He's absolutely fantastic.
Being married to that beautiful redhead Isla Fisher, it's probably pretty good being Sacha Baron Cohen every day.
All the time. It's always good.
All the time.
Question is, guys.
Australian redhead? Oh, my God.
What do you think about Seth Rogen's comments about Borat? Do they surprise you? Do they change your expectation levels of this movie? Maybe your expectations levels were already sky high. Maybe your expectations levels have been like mine. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm a little bit nervous about it. Regardless, what do Seth Rogen's words do to you as far as your expectations for this film? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.